Jefferson comes home, only to hear some unfamiliar voices. Nova and Miss Marvel have broken into the Morales home, and are surprised at his presence. They apologize, saying they only came here because Miles is missing. They ask if he knows about the Inhuman that can see the future, and Jefferson says that Miles told him all about it. Miss Marvel thinks that's nice that the two have this sort of relationship where they can share with each other and talk about these things. Focus. The Inhuman saw a vision of Miles killing somebody, and everyone saw it. Worse still, it makes you experience the vision as if you were there. And since that time, nobody knows where Miles is. Meanwhile, Goldballs and Bombshell are outside looking for Spider-Man. These two haven't met each other before, and things kind of get awkward between them. And in spite of their best efforts, they have little luck in finding their friend. Elsewhere, Genki seeks out a young woman named Danica Hart. She's an internet celebrity who's famous for her uncanny ability to keep track of Spider-Man's comings and goings. Refusing to say who he is, Genki just tells her that he's Spider-Man's friend, and he thinks the hero is in trouble. Danica agrees to send out a broadcast explaining what happened. She begs her audience to contact her if they see him. No jokes, no trolling. This is important. This means something. It needs to be done and fast. Why? Because he would do the same thing for them. Jefferson goes out to a barbershop and asks for a Kevin Costner. The barber asks if he's sure about this, and Jefferson replies yes. S.H.I.E.L.D. greets their agent, but he's in no mood for pleasantries. He demands to speak to Maria Hill. The commander greets Jefferson and demands to know where Miles is, but his father was about to ask her the same question. Maria promises they just want to protect the boy, but Jefferson has a feeling their protection will closely resemble a prison cell. The two had a deal that Jefferson was supposed to keep S.H.I.E.L.D. informed in exchange for their protection of the young hero. But Miles went to help Tony, and now he's in the wind. She gives a simple order to her agent: bring him in. Jefferson pauses and admits he has no idea where his son is. Maria disconnects the call, leaving a furious Jefferson to stew in silence. With the broadcast out in the world and little else to do until they get some news, Danica takes Genki out to the roof. She can tell the young man is having a hard time coping with all of this, and says this is where she comes to relax, hoping it can do the same thing for Genki. Danica says she finds something fascinating about the superheroes, and the great thing about New York is there's always one passing by. Sure enough, the two spot the Human Torch flying off in the distance. After they talk for a bit, Danica begins getting messages. Multiple sightings that soon Jefferson, Miss Marvel, and Bombshell also get notification of. They found him. Miles Morales is in Washington, D.C. As Iron Man flies by Genki and Danica, the young man has a horrible realization. They're going to do it. They're going to kill him. Hello and welcome to Comic Island. My name is Arden, and this is my recap and review of Spider-Man number 9. So this was great. Really, this is kind of Bendis at his best. Dialogue, a little bit of humor, and character growth are his bread and butter, and this issue is that, completely unfiltered. It's interesting, Miles barely even shows up in this issue and has no dialogue, yet it's a great comic about the people in his life and has some really cool moments. Jefferson showing some muscle as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, that was cool and also really funny when he, of all people, goes to get a haircut. And the various pairings of other young heroes worked well. A lot of these characters talk in a certain jokey kind of way, but I think that's because they're relatively young. The comic strikes a decent balance with all these figures, and the serious adults show Bendis isn't writing all these characters in the same way. My favorite part has to be with Nova and Miss Marvel. Someone else in the comment section of another video pointed out how great these two and Miles are together, and yeah, I agree. These three, and the newest batch of heroes in general, are pretty fun together. And their dynamic is so great, I really think they can work as another generation of Avengers. Like how X-Men has the original new guys, the subsequent giant-sized new X-Men generation, and generations following that. These heroes are so fun together, I really think they can reach the same status as part of a new generation of Avengers. That doesn't mean they replace the original core three, but they can take an identity of their own. If Marvel stopped messing around with events and just had these guys going around as heroes, doing adventures and such, I think they'd really have something here. I also wish we got more of this Brian Michael Bendis. Right now it seems almost exclusive to this particular series, as the Iron Man comics and Civil War II just don't seem to have the same heart behind them as what I've been seeing in these Spider-Man issues. I really think it would be best if they only had him on series that seemed to hold his attention and creative drive like this one does, because it's amazing how much better this comic feels over some of his other recent work. Oh well, let me know what you think in the comments section below. Also, if you like this video, check out our Patreon page. Donors get exclusive rewards and content. And, as always, thanks for watching, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep reading comics.